Good morning, everyone, and welcome to 10-Minute English. It is Sunday, June 7th, and I am Emily, your host for today.
Hi, everyone. I am Lisa. This Sunday morning feels gentle.
That is so Lisa. Hey, I picked 3 headlines today and noticed something funny.
Oh, I'm curious. What is the pattern?
All 3 are the same kind of moment. 3 different places, totally different fields, and this weekend, something gets shown to the world. 3 big reveals in one Sunday. Love that. Exactly. One in the UK, one in France, and one in the US. We are going to travel through all 3 with our coffee. Money, history, and rockets, all in one episode. That range is wild. We start in London. The Bank of England did something adorable with their next banknote plan. The headlines are basically a picture book. A picture book of money. Okay. Then, underground in Paris, where archaeologists are pulling up almost 2,000 years of history from beneath a famous cathedral. 2,000 years from one square. That's my favorite already. And we land in the United States, where the biggest IPO in history is about to hit the stock market this week. The biggest ever? That's a serious Sunday finish. Before we dive in, if you're new here, this is your daily 10 minutes of natural English. We turn real news into a slow cafe chat you can shadow. No textbooks, no stress. 2 friends with coffee. Hit subscribe and come back every day. And today's keyword is the word that quietly connects all 3 stories. Reveal. R-E-V-E-A-L. Reveal, like when something hidden steps out into view. I have a feeling it's going to stretch in 3 really different ways today. Exactly. Let's start in... Okay, story 1. The Bank of England announced this week that the next series of paper money will feature British wildlife, animals, not historical figures.
Wait, no more famous faces? That is a huge cultural shift.
It really is. For years, it has been writers, scientists, and leaders. Now the whole theme switches to animals that live in the UK.
From historical figures to a hedgehog. I love that imagery.
A panel of 6 wildlife experts made a short list of 18 species, grouped into 3 categories: mammals, birds, and a third group that combines amphibians, insects, and fish.
Oh, that third category is doing a lot of work. Frogs and butterflies sharing a slot?
I know. And here's the fun part. The public is voting right now, picking up to 2 animals from each category. Voting closes on July 3rd.
So regular people get to shape what their money looks like. That's a nice version of public participation.
Exactly. Governor Andrew Bailey makes the final call, and only 4 winners end up on the notes, 1 for each denomination, 5 through 50 pounds.
4 winners out of 18? 14 species are going to be heartbroken on July 4th.
And the names that keep showing up together are kind of perfect. A red fox, a basking shark, an Atlantic puffin, and a hedgehog.
A shark on a 50-pound note. Imagine handing that to a cashier on a Sunday.
Right? That's what made this story land. The press kept writing about foxes, sharks, and puffins together. It just sounds like a UK picture book title.
It really does. And there's a quiet message underneath. The country is saying these wild animals belong in daily life too, not just kings and writers.
That's the cultural shift. Famous people stay famous in books, but a hedgehog in your wallet is a different kind of attention.
A hedgehog in my wallet. Honestly, I would carry that note around with so much joy.
And here's where the key word fits. The bank revealed the short list this week, but the 4 winners get revealed only at the end of the year.
So a slow reveal. Half a peek now, the full picture later. Half a year of suspense.
Exactly. And the public vote will surprise the experts. I'm already trying to picture which 4 win.
Same. Okay, take me to the next reveal. I feel like it's going to be much older.
You read me perfectly. The next one is almost 2,000 years older.
2,000 years? Let's go.
So, now Paris, right in front of Notre Dame. You know that big open square in front of it?
Yeah, the place where everyone takes those classic tower photos.
Exactly that square. Archaeologists are digging the whole thing up. They literally call it the dig of the century.
The dig of the century? That is a big claim, but I already trust it. Why are they digging now, though?
The city wants to add trees and shade, so the surface has to come up anyway. And French law says you have to check what's underneath any historic site first.
Oh, so it's one of those laws that quietly protects history every time someone tries to renovate.
Exactly. It's called a rescue dig. Before planting anything, they ask the ground for permission, and the ground had a lot to say.
I love that. Ask the ground for permission. That belongs on a poster.
They went down about 4 meters, roughly 13 feet. That doesn't sound deep, but here's the wild part.
Only 4 meters? I would have guessed they had to go way deeper than that.
Inside those 4 meters, they found about 1,700 years of stacked history, Roman, medieval, and later Paris, all layered like a cake.
1,700 years inside 4 meters? That's the densest piece of ground I've ever heard about.
And the finds are amazing. A 4th century coin with the face of the Roman Emperor Constantine. Medieval pottery with red marks no one has decoded yet. Intact jugs and cups, too.
A coin with the actual face of Constantine? Just sitting there for over 1,000 years? Right under everyone's feet.
Right under everyone's feet, staying quiet, waiting. And, my favorite find, an old Roman doorstep that someone in the Middle Ages reused as a paving stone.
Hold on, they reused a Roman stone as a road tile? That's the original recycling before recycling even had a name.
Beautiful, right? People in the Middle Ages walked on top of Roman history without knowing. The lead archaeologist on the project is Camille Colonna.
And regular people can't actually go down and visit the dig, right? It's closed off to the public.
Not directly, but the new square opens in 2028, and parts of the discovery will be built into the design.
So the city literally reveals 2,000 years of itself, and then it builds a new floor on top. That's poetic.
That's exactly today's keyword in action. The ground is doing the revealing.
Okay, last reveal. Where are we going?
Okay, last reveal, and this one is the loudest. SpaceX, the rocket company, is finally going public this week.
Wait, really? On the actual stock market? I did not realize it was this soon.
Yes, June 12th, this Friday, they start trading on the NASDAQ. The ticker is SPCX, and it's on track to be the biggest IPO in history.
The biggest ever?
Okay, my coffee just woke up properly.
Tell me the actual numbers.
They set the share price at $135, and they're selling around 555 million shares.
That sounds enormous. How much does that raise in one go?
About $75 billion in one offering. Total value, all added up, is roughly $1.75 trillion.
1.75 trillion. That is just a number my brain cannot picture at all.
Honestly, mine either. The previous record was Saudi Aramco in 2019, valued around $1.7 trillion.
So we're watching the biggest IPO record get rewritten. The old holder was an oil company, right?
Right.
And there's something poetic.
The old biggest was about pulling stuff out of the ground. The new one is about leaving the ground.
That comparison will stay with me all day. Oil down, rockets up. The whole vibe of the economy in one swap.
Exactly. And there's a fun detail. The exact share count they filed is 555,555,555 shares.
Wait, 9 5s in a row? That can't be a coincidence.
It's definitely on brand for the founder. He can't help himself with playful numbers.
honestly kind of charming. A $1 trillion deal with a wink hidden inside.
Goldman Sachs is leading the deal as the lead bookrunner, but here's where the story gets interesting.
Oh, I love a twist. What's the twist?
Well, Morningstar, the research firm, said the price is way too high. They think the fair value is closer to $780 billion, less than half of what SpaceX is asking.
Wow, that's a bold position from the analyst side. The biggest IPO ever is happening, and a respected research firm is saying, not so fast?
And that's the reveal in this story. The price tag is finally out in public, and now the market gets to argue with it.
I love that! We finally see the number, and then everyone fights about it.
So look at what just happened. 3 reveals, 3 places, 3 completely different scales.
The UK reveals what its money will look like, a fox or hedgehog or shark chosen by the public.
Paris reveals 2,000 years of history under one cathedral square. Coins, roads, and pottery all stacked.
SpaceX reveals the biggest IPO ever, plus a huge debate over its real value.
3 reveals: cute, ancient, and giant. The word did a lot of work today.
Honestly, reveal is the perfect verb for this lineup. It fits everywhere.
Right? Small things like she did not reveal who she invited, and huge things like the company revealed the new product.
And it is different from show. Show is just letting someone see. Reveal has that hidden quality, kept secret, finally out.
Exactly. Reveal almost always means something was held back first. A shortlist, a buried coin, a record IPO price.
3 shapes of the same word. I'll hear it differently all day.
That's our keyword, reveal. R-E-V-E-A-L.
Got it. It's gonna stick.
Okay, listeners, today's question. Of our 3 stories, which one stuck with you the most?
Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Option A is the wildlife on UK banknotes, the fox, the shark, the puffin, choosing new homes.
Option A is the cute one, 14 heartbroken animals waiting on the result.
Option B is the dig under Notre Dame, 1,700 years stacked under one square.
Option C is the record IPO from SpaceX, the biggest debut in history, already debated.
Option C is the giant one, numbers so big the brain refuses to picture them.
And one bonus question. If you could reveal one small thing to the world this week, what would you choose?
That's a good one. Mine would probably be a book I keep recommending to one person at a time.
I love that. Maybe save the title for next week. Deal. Drop your answers in the comments. We read every single one.
If you enjoyed this Sunday Cafe chat, hit subscribe, leave a like, and come back tomorrow. 3 new stories will be waiting. Thanks for spending your Sunday morning with us. Have a beautiful week. See you tomorrow.